The paradigm for over 50 years now is that it's men who are the ones who are abusive, and women, well, they can only be victims, which has now led to things like this.
Oh my god, babe, you finally
I'm
finished it.
almost done. I think I got one piece left.
Right there.
Oh my goodness. Why would you do that? You couldn't let me finish it?
You see what it's like to just unknown people?
That's nothing like what I do.
It's nothing like what you do.
No, I didn't hurt anybody with anything I ever did.
Now, I want to be upfront and say that I cut that video off because, frankly, it only gets worse, and I don't want to give that woman any more screen time than I have to. And let me be perfectly clear what you just watched, which was an act of domestic violence. Plain and simple. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't funny. It was abuse. Pure, unadulterated abuse. And if you see the look of fear on his face, it's pretty obvious to me it wasn't the first time she's done something like this to him. I genuinely feel sorry for that man, and I know the hell he's living because I lived it too. Now, she's trying to pass it off as a joke and say, as many female perpetrators and those that excuse their behavior often do, that he deserved it. Her whole "I'm just doing what you do" shtick is one that I've heard said to pretty much every male victim when they try to seek help, and it's nothing more than her trying to justify her abusive behavior. It also speaks volumes about how entitled today's women are. How they know they can not only be abusive towards a man, but then go and post the act of abuse on the internet for all to see. And in the process, get tons of likes, support, and comments from other women cheering it on. Ladies, your behavior speaks for itself. And why do women feel safe enough to do what that woman did? Why do women know they can cheer it on without any blowback? Because they know no one will hold them accountable for their behavior. No one has for 50 years, and no one will in the very near future. Instead, they know it'll be excused, laughed at, and spurred on by other women, hoping they'll do even more of it. You see it every day on social media. You see it every day in the real world. My heart aches for that man because I've been there. I've been in his shoes and worked with thousands of other men who've been in his shoes as well. I know what that poor man is going through perhaps better than anyone. I know he feels trapped with nowhere to turn for help because he knows, like I do, that there isn't any available for him. I know how she's probably threatened him time and again that if he dares to speak up, dares to seek help, she's going to go around and tell everyone she knows that it was her that was abused by him, not the other way around. And she'll be believed because, well, it's believe all women, right? And ladies, every single one of you who doesn't hold that woman accountable, every one of you who doesn't call her out, every one of you who, after seeing that video, doesn't pick up the phone, call your politicians, and demand that they create and fund shelters for male victims of domestic violence so that men just like that man in the video can get help, is every bit as guilty as the woman who made that video and committed those actions. Men have tried time and again to get shelters up and running for men and been denied and told to go away. Told there's no money. Told there's no need. They've been told it's men who are abusive, not women. So 100% of the funding has to go to women's shelters. Male victims have been told that their abuse, their victimhood doesn't matter and won't matter ever. Time and time and time again. And the ones saying it most of all, the ones leading the charge to stop men's shelters from ever opening, are the women's shelters, women's groups, and women in general. I know from personal experience, having tried to get a shelter open for men in upstate New York, that they'll stop at nothing to silence those of us who do try and change things. I know from watching my friend Bill Corbett from Veteran Fathers, who for the past 2 years has met with countless politicians trying to get funding to open a shelter dedicated to helping male victims in Atlanta, and who has had door after door literally slammed in his face. I know from several others who faced the very same insurmountable walls that Bill and I have faced trying to get something done, trying to get shelters open for men. All I can say is I hope that man finds a way out. I hope somehow he escapes, and if he needs to, he can reach out to me and I'll do whatever I can to help him. But in the end, he's likely going to end up like so many other male victims, alone, broken, and facing years upon years of abuse.